A better tale to tell. Composed entirely from submissions to the Smith Commission. Good morning, Lord Smith. Hi. Hello. First, let me say, I wish you well in your immensely difficult task. I won't spend a lot of time making this a very clever email. I'm delighted at the idea of one of our own heading this commission. I voted no. I am proud to say I voted yes. The commission is a response to a special phase in our country's history. Confidence has been knocked severely by the referendum. There's a sense of serious disorder in our communal life. This is not something I would normally do. This is not a moment for pusillanimous obfuscation and compromise. So here I am, writing to you, writing to express my family's wishes. Your remit has you looking at only Scotland, which is fine by me. What kind of voyage will you set out on? To what destinations might you head? What stories would you want to tell about this journey? If we are more involved, more able to be involved, then we will become more forgiving, more proactive, more grown up. Then there's the vociferousness of the minority against the silent majority. Much reference has been made to the vow, the pledge of greater powers, the promise by key UK politicians, the vows and pledges made to the Scottish people, the vow made on 16 September, when it became apparent that hope may overcome fear in the closing moments of the campaign. Many no voters were impressed by this, so much so that they actually voted no, which may or may not have made the critical difference. It is unknowable. There is an immediate need for substantial change in the UK Constitution to deliver a solution for Scotland on the back of vague promises, to honour the vow, federal Scotland, modern home rule, Devo Supermax, Devo a little bit more, very much at the max end of Devo Max, none of which were on the ballot paper. You are on the pursuit of a solution to which the yes people will never find any satisfaction. A no vote is a vote for change. There's a real appetite for change in Scotland, not radical change. Please, we must have more powers here. There are no advantages for us here. Our government seems content to allow part of the country to sleepwalk into separation. I was asked to answer one question, yes or no. There was no question on vows. No must mean no. It is time for the yes campaigners to act like adults and respect the great decision the people of Scotland made. Please, will you look at whether the devolved powers strengthen or weaken the Union? The settlement must include a cast iron guarantee. There can be no further attempts to divide the Union. People who voted yes did so not through some fantastical Scottish nirvana of brigadoon, tartan and shortbread, nor through any anti-English sentiment. I propose the Union flag be flown on all public buildings where the saltire is flown. Go back to Scotland the brave at sporting matches. P.S. OK, the last one won't happen, but Flower of Scotland is dire. Federalism raises the problem of what to do with England. There seems little appetite to recreate Wessex, Mercia, Northumbria as states of the Union. A new English Parliament is a necessity, whether the English want it or not. As an Englishman, I count myself lucky to be living in Scotland. The official nationality of these islands is British, which carries with it the bloodstains of centuries of abuse. One of my dreams was knowing that come independence, I would be able to put my English nationality behind me. Scotland is one of the most beautiful countries on earth. I am in constant awe of our landscape, of fields merging into the River Forth. My children, and hopefully their children's children, will be able to see this too. Coal, gas and oil represent nature's bounty and a finite resource. We have oil, plenty of wind, plenty of waves, enough sun. The closer you get to where the oil comes from, the more expensive it is. The threat, and I truly believe it is a threat, of fracking looms. Please note, my complete objection to fracking is an issue I feel very strongly about. Scottish rocks are naturally fracked. Due to how ancient they are, they have moved around a lot and are cracked and fractured already. Scottish water should not be used to supply even English fracking. You're probably thinking that I am another madwoman who hugs trees and calls for bans on whale hunting. But you couldn't be further from the truth. The UK's nuclear arsenal is a powerful symbol of the atavistic, neighbourhood watch gone mad attitude that has a stranglehold on the British state. Trident is a deadly reality, too important to be left with politicians. I was born in the southeast of England. I became disabled in adulthood. I have found Scotland far more welcoming than England, which now sadly has a culture of vilifying disability and disadvantage. That language and view of people on benefits as scroungers is largely unwelcome here. Welfare needs to be dealt with where we at least care about our most vulnerable. As the parents of a seriously disabled young adult, I cannot begin to tell you of the anguish we undergo on behalf of a son who has had a lifetime of pain. To have him harangued by the DWP while they cut off his payments for months, leaving him humiliated, dependent on handouts from relations. I wonder what happens with those who have no one to help them. Values are to do with the moral life experienced in companionship with other people. They are not derived from a nationalist or unionist lexicon. Change is a risk. We could get it wrong. We have nothing to fear. We are better than to be seduced by heroic problem solvers. Help us take more responsibility and grow up to the fact that you will get it wrong. Something deep and profound has changed. I appreciate my ideas are radical, But I do believe that what I have put forward is workable. However tiny my contribution, I feel more conscious of my place in this democratic society than ever before. Please be clear. In these messages, I wish to provoke, to encourage, not accuse. I suspect you'll hear considerably more from the vociferous minority. I wish you well, but please remember, the majority voted no, so there would be no more powers granted. Nobody in power wants to give it up. Politicians must become better messengers with a better tale to tell. Please do not return to your remote ways. Thank you very much for considering my opinion. Yours with still a little bit of hope left in my heart. And so I end as I began, by wishing you well in a task which I know will prove thankless, suspect will prove fruitless, and believe will prove pointless. TTFN.